Let's take a look at how to control fixture. Click Fixture window. We usually choose lights from left to right. From top to bottom, we're going to long press on the first light, then pull to the right. In this way, the first row of lights is selected. Then we choose the lights in the second row. Select all 20 lamps. Press the Locate button. Then all fixtures can be turned on. After lighting them up, we can use the attributes below to control the selected lights. For example, the first one has dimming. After selecting the preset attribute for dimming, there will be this dimmer and shutter below, corresponding to the first wheel and the second wheel, the third and fourth, corresponding to the C wheel and the D wheel. Then, in these preset attributes below, we can switch and choose. We can click on the position preset attribute. There are pan and tilt, and XY speed, which correspond to the 3 attributes of ABC. Let's turn the B wheel now. It adjusts the vertical attribute of the fixture. So let's turn the first wheel again. It adjusts the horizontal attribute of the fixture, which are one-to-one correspondence, like the moving head beam. If we want to turn on the bubble light, usually in the control attribute, click on the control. There are 2 options to choose from. We click on the light bulb option. After switching to the light bulb option, in the sub-attribute below, there will be the lamp control attribute. We click it. There will be shortcuts such as lamp on, lamp off, reset. We choose to lamp on, and that will help us very quickly turn the light bulb control up to 200. If we don't write lamp on and lamp off here, we can directly enter the corresponding value. For example, if I enter 100, then it will be 100. It is the value of the lamp off. Or enter 0. It will also adjust to the corresponding value. As soon as we select and modify it, it will turn red. If it hasn't select and modify, it's green. Include the preset attributes above. It will tell us which attribute has been activated. It will have this red color bar on the top. For example, we are clicking on the color attribute. Let's turn the color wheel 1. Turn the first wheel. Then this attribute will be activated. And in the preset attributes above, it also turns into a red color bar. Tell us that this attribute has been activated. Suppose this attribute is activated and we want to deactivate it. We can click it. Then click Deactivate here. It will turn green. Green means the attribute has been deactivated. What is the difference between active and non-active? After we activate this attribute, click Store. When using channel as storage unit to store, palette, or scene, activated attribute will be saved. If it is not activated, it will not be saved. There is speedometer in the left of each attribute. This is the sensitivity, representing the current attribute. There are 3 green squares. Suppose we take this green grid to the first gear. Then when we go to turn the vertical again, this light will move very slowly. So this gear is for us to fine-tune, which is used for fine-tuning the fixture. If it is a 2-grid gear, so I'm going to turn the wheel now, the value will change faster. If it is switched to the 3rd gear, the 3rd grid gear is a speed we normally use. When I turn it, the number jumps quickly. This is the sensitivity adjustment. We can choose between value layer and effect layer here. The value layer can control a single attribute. The effect layer can call some curves for us. We usually use values layer, and under the option of value. If we accidentally switch to another option, when we go to control the lamp again, it will get out of control. So we need to switch to value layer. Under the value option of the value layer, so that we can control a single attribute normally. And below the value layer, there will be link single activation attribute, or link a single attribute. Here we can use the link to a single attribute by default. Press clear button. Press it twice to clear. Turn the lights off. Here's one more thing to keep in mind. That's when we select the lamps. If we press the locate button, but the light is not on, then we may need to check the blackout button first. If it turns red, then this light will not be on, because the lights have been blacked out. or this master fader. If it is pulled down, then the blackout button will also turn red. This light is also a state of being blackout. We now choose these power lights. We can click on the color attribute first, then adjust its red, green, and blue. I will turn the green and blue to 0 and keep the red at 255, and it will be in a red state. Our console has the function of quick color selection, which is in the lower right corner in this special dialog box. There are these color blocks for us to choose. We click it. The lamp will change to the corresponding color by itself. There are many colors in it for us to choose from. There are multiple options. Of course, we can also directly click on the left, this color board, to directly select colors from the color board. Wherever our finger points, it will become that color. This is the color board. The color board and these color blocks. It is only for lamps with red, green, and blue attributes, RGB attributes, or CMY attributes. Let's select this beam light now. Press Locate to Light On, and then click on this special dialog box. We click on these color blocks, but the color of beam is not changed. It can't change the color either, because this beam light changes color. By rotating the color wheel, it doesn't have RGB or CMY attribute, so it can't use the colors in these color boards. It can only switch colors by turning this color wheel. Then we choose power lights again. Back to the special dialog box. Let's look at the attribute fader. This attribute fader can also control the attribute of fixture. For example, I pull down the green and pull down the red. Then it is dimming and blue, so it will show us the blue color. That is, we can control the attributes of our lamps. What is the function of the attribute fader? If there is some problem on the wheel, it can't rotate, then we can temporarily use this virtual attribute fader to temporarily control the lighting fixture. This is a function of the attribute fader. Then next to the attribute fader and the controls for this cutting light, we can use the interface controlled by the cutting light to directly perform the cutting the shape of the lamp. We can cut whatever shape we want. If we do the wrong cutting, we can click Reset. It goes back to the original state. There are also quick graphics to select, such as triangles or squares, or trapezoid. Click the desired graphic for fast cutting. The above content is about how to control the fixture.